Thank you, heat 2. Heat 3. Quick step. And thank you, heat 3. Heat 1, the waltz.
So here we go, the last 24 in this fabulous competition. Competition where future world champions are born. Starting with the waltz, 24 couples, 2 heats of 12 couples, and the headache has already begun for the judges. What will they be looking for now? Well, to start with, really, the shape of the body, the core, the tonal balance of the body, and then the body postural position with your partners. And that is all carried above a beautiful base, always on balance, never overstretched, being supported by wonderful articulated feet. So there's not a lot really, just takes you a few hundred years to get, that's all. And of course, floor craft is one of those parts, and that wasn't particularly good floor craft. It's very rare actually you ever see any of these professionals hit each other, such is their ability. Nice right lunge there. And whereas earlier in the week the predominant colour of dresses was white, tonight we're seeing many, many different colours in this game. So heat 1, you finished your first waltz. And now the turn of heat 2.
Thank you, heat 1. We'll now have heat 2 to the floor.
And again, very few white dresses out there. In fact, I don't think there is one plain white dress in this 24. Champion last year, Marat and Alina. obviously not dancing this year. This is one tide that is always open. The winners never rise again. They're already risen. Started this competition at 3:15 this afternoon with 232 couples from 29 different countries. Of course, I mentioned what will the judges be looking for. And then again, floor craft that maybe could be avoided, but that guy is going the wrong way around the floor, was he not? But there's also that feeling, the word heart, that extra little bit that takes you beyond the basic format into being a champion.
And thank you, Heat 2.
Slow foxtrot next.
Heat 1. Slow foxtrot.
And I do believe this is the only competition in the world where foxtrot is the second dance. Normally you do waltz, tango and then foxtrot. The reverse wave is a popular step. I think we've seen almost everybody do it so far. Great shaping, but maybe the young lady went to the wrong side of the man's body in order to do it. Something that will be watched by these judges. Remember, it's the lady's position to the man's right side, and the stretch happens from his centre to the right. Someone there doing an extended back feather, and we were talking earlier in the week with Stephen Hillier, MBE, about the footwork and the rise and fall of that feather, and how it should be stretched through the ankle and taken through onto a toe. And you see a lot of people drop that foot. A really exciting competition to watch, because you never know what is going to happen in this competition.
Thank you, Heat 1. Heat 2.
There will be couples dancing in this round, hoping to make the final, and maybe not even getting into the semi-final. This, above all, is probably the competition of the greatest heartbreaks and the greatest euphoria. Both there dancing a feather reverse, and you could see then the total different interpretations musically as well as technically. Talking earlier to Lorraine Bariki about a ladies' part in this ballroom championship, and she was saying that the lady is at least 50%. She actually jokingly said she was 51%. I think maybe they're even more than that. So some of the ladies maybe could help a little bit more. There has to be an activity through the back that creates that speed, that change of texture as you're dancing round. A young British couple there, Richard and Morgan. For those of you that are more astute, you will notice this difference in the way they hold the left hand, whether it's the thumb or not the thumb. That is the question.
Thank you, heat 2.
So now the dramatic tango.
Heat 1. Third dance, tango.
And those of you watching down in the Planet Room, you might not remember this, but when this place was first built in 1896, you are actually sitting where there was a Ferris wheel. Long since gone, of course, otherwise some of you would be now moving quite rapidly into the air. It was removed in 1930 in an attempt to make the place a little bit better and to provide a big nightclub in 1930. Of course, that was to coincide with the start of what probably is the true British Championships now, certainly the professional ballroom and the amateur ballroom championships, which started in 1931. A position in promenade there where, as you come out of promenade, the lady should still remain behind the man's body, or at least behind his hip, and come forward in the same position as she remains for the rest of the dance. Unfortunately, one or two didn't do that.
Thank you, heat 1. Heat 2. Tango.
The ballroom now absolutely packed. Not an empty seat anywhere in the place. 3,000 seats this place has. That's including the top balcony. Still one or two couples out there who maybe could work a little bit more on their discipline, on their sharpness of body position and body posture on a permanent basis, and one or two of them still using arms to create a shape rather than through the knees and their feet. Shape starts very much lower in ballroom, and that's what gives the top the stillness that you see in the top champions. So there's 3 dances gone now, and we're now ready for the 4th and final dance in this 24. And of course, it's a quick step.
Heat 1. This is your last chance and your last dance of this round. Quick step.
So here we go, the quick step. And for those of you that have danced on this floor or will be dancing later on in the week, this is probably one of the very few sprung floors left in the world today. And by sprung, I mean truly sprung. Underneath this floor, this white floor is actually laid on top of the original parquet floor, but that parquet floor is supported by none less than 1,320 springs, 4-inch springs supporting the joists. And it's that gives this floor that slight movement that makes it so nice to dance on. Of course, anybody that's danced over in the Tower Ballroom, well, that one has an even bigger spring, but that's not because the floor's sprung, but because it covers such a big space. Oops. A slight mistiming there. Still not quite back together. Oh dear, I think she's unfortunately doesn't look as though she's looking too good. There's still a little bit of bumping that should not happen at this standard of competition. You would never see it with the top couples, never.
Thank you, Heat 1. Heat 2. This is your last dance and your last chance. Quick step.
Yeah, the last chance to get those extra marks that are needed. 11 judges out there. So this next 1 minute and 45 seconds could get you into the semi-final or not. Nice light action there. I mentioned earlier in the senior competition that the judges had a difficult task because the couples are brilliant one moment and then the next moment they tend to lose their composure. And this one is no exception, this competition. And again, a bang that should not happen. This is really down to, well, I must do my choreography instead of I must dance. The crowd now are really starting to lift. By the time we get to the semi-final, the noise, I'm sure, will be deafening. And as we finish with Anything Goes, we finish that round of the Rising Star Professional Ballroom Championships for 2012. Which 12 will be back? We shall find out very quickly.
We come now to the semi-final of the British Professional Rising Star Ballroom Competition. The following 12 couples have been recalled, and they are from the USA, number 11, the USA, 34. From Germany, 46. From Japan, 47. From China, 68. From England, 73. From England, 120. From Taiwan, 145. From China, 156. From the Ukraine, 184. From China, 197. And from England, 200.
So here we are now, Richard.
We are at this,
semi-final.
Four dances to make
and it's so pleasing to actually see three English.
the waltz.
Yeah. Trying to talk over Richard there. Marcus would not be pleased with you there, Richard.
He wouldn't actually, would he? But I do
Apologise
apologise.
to him
I had
profusely.
no sound coming through my headphones, so I wasn't listening.
So this is a tremendous semi-final. Three couples from England. Again, this year, the standard has now... I think that we're working so much harder on the base technique.
I think it is so nice to see this level, isn't it, in this competition, to be fair.
And as we were just talking with Jeff there,
Yes.
these couples, you still see arms activating the shaping.
The shaping,
Rather
yes.
than the body and through the knees
Yes.
and the feet.
Quite a traditional looking couple there, isn't it? Number
Yeah, indeed.
184 from the Ukraine, Denis and Lilia. Now in the background.
Oh, there are some incredible dancers out there now.
Yes.
And I certainly do not mean that from all of them. You look across the floor and there are some terrific shapes now.
Yeah. But it's quite right. Using the arms rather than using the body is a common thing,
Yeah,
or seems to
yeah.
be, doesn't it?
And a lot of it, of course, can be helped by the girls. The utilisation of the spine in order to create action, but without taking it across the man's body.
Yeah, and sometimes a little bit of overemphasis on the shapes, I think, sometimes
Yeah,
as well,
yeah.
isn't there? Like
But-
at the end there.
But are we getting too serious again, Richard?
No, we're not. No, we're not.
We're
We're
not?
being
Thank you. Good. I need to know this.
we're being very sensible.
That's a change for you.
It is. It is. Well, we're trying.
But we are getting obviously now to the serious end of the wedge, aren't we?
Very
The-
much so.
The semi-final, 6 couples for the final. Tell us what's next, Marcus.
Okay, competitors. Second dance, slow foxtrot.
You see, contact with the stage we have there, Richard.
We certainly did this time. Yes. I didn't talk over young Marcus there, did I, that time?
You
So
were good then. You were good. Oh, you
absolutely.
could say young Marcus.
Here we
can't
go.
you? Number
we
47
go.
there, that's Go Hashimoto and Keiko Onda from Japan.
Beautiful
They've
feather
been
step.
doing really well lately in all of the major competitions leading
Yeah.
up to the British Championships here.
Did you notice a beautiful basic start there from
Yeah,
them?
feather step,
Yeah.
first turn, 3-step. Yeah, it's
There we are.
almost like a trademark that these professionals have to do now.
Yes.
Number 34, there is Edgar and Lesia from the United States of America. And we talked earlier about no white dresses. Now we finally have a pure white and just white dress on the floor.
And very nice too.
They do stand out so well on this floor, without the floor the way it is, the new lighting here.
And you're talking, of course, about Edgar and Lesia from USA, of course. Beautiful action there.
And now we're also getting floor craft. We're getting these 12 couples, and remember there was still 12 in the 24
Yes.
on the floor, and they kept banging.
We've seen a lot of that tonight, haven't
Number
we?
73 there is Stefano and Natasha, Stefano Soldati. Natasha's gone single name, the first ballroom dancer I think that's done that.
She's wanting to be remembered, I think, Martin, that's what
Yeah,
it is.
Indeed.
And there's our other British contingent, of course, Richard and Morgan.
Still and Morgan Hempel in the middle. A nice throwaway oversway. Just maybe slight lack of power coming out. Of that
Yes,
position.
struggling there to actually find some space to dance into, though, wasn't he?
Normally Richard is so busy, isn't he?
Yes.
He's cut back a lot recently. So 2 down, 1 to go. After this one, of course.
Of course.
Which
And
is...
it's going to be the tango.
We should have let Marcus say that.
I know, but I was there before him, wasn't I?
Shut up.
He's waiting. He's waiting.
He's waiting for you to be quiet.
Okay, competitors, third dance, tango.
I was right.
You were.
Here we go then.
You're getting better, you know. I mean,
I
by
know.
the end of the week, you should be good.
Just as well I didn't say cha-cha.
Absolutely. Number 46 there, Stefan and Sandra. Stefan Zoglar and Sandra Koperski from Germany.
Now, I'd like to see some stillness in these, and I think we're now at this level, aren't we, where
Yes, that's
we
it.
should be seeing some
That's-
quality here.
Yeah, now that's a good shape from him. He's kept that shape really well. Nice drag there.
Some nice pivots there from...
Promenade turn, natural
Yeah,
promenade
so
turn,
Jing
basic
and
step, you see. It's funny how they go around in a full circle. When couples first go into the amateurs, they try to do everything.
just
When they go
gone...
into the pros, they actually slow down a bit.
They do. And just gone out of shot there was Alex and Katie Gleason, of course, another English
Sorry.
couple.
Yeah, talking over them. Number 73 there, Stefano and Natasha from England. Maybe could use a little
not-
bit more knee power.
I'm not so sure about her shape tonight at the moment, Martin. It's not...
Let's go, and Keiko dancing very well as well tonight.
See, if we look at Stefano here and Natasha again with her shape, for me it's
She's
Not
a
as
little bit
comfortable.
right. You see her body's not quite into his arm. She's
not
actually come up
quite, not
square,
quite.
And now she's standing straight.
Yes, looks a little uncomfortable for me.
Yeah, I think maybe by this round, remember this is their 6th round, Richard. So tiredness has got to come into this. And of course, you know, if they're not feeling very well as well.
Yes.
3 dances, just 1 left now.
Go on, Martin, tell us which one it is.
Well, I think I'm going to let Marcus tell us.
I thought you might.
Because,
Just
you know,
once
he's...
again, ladies and gentlemen, to give you the country recognition, we have on this semi-final on the floor 2 couples from the United States of America.
That's Artem and Ina and Edgar and Lesia.
One
Edgar
couple
is
from
34.
Germany.
And that's Stefan and Sandra, of course.
One couple from Japan.
Let's go, Hashimoto and Keiko Onda. I love that word. I love saying that.
One couple from Taiwan.
I think you might be wrong
I
there.
think that's Jing and Wan, isn't it?
Ying
Is it
Wan.
Taiwan? Li Wan.
That's Yin Wang. And also,
One couple from the Ukraine.
now that's Denis and Lilia. Denis Donsky and Lilia Gladiuk.
And 3 couples from England.
And I'll go with the first one, Stefano, and of course Natasha.
And there's Alex Sindler and Katie Gleason.
And of course Richard Still and Morgan Hempnell.
I'm guessing, I don't know what the quick step music is going to be, but I'm guessing and hoping it's going to be around the world. It's only a guess. Just for you competitors, I hope it is. Around the world in 80 days.
Or 80 steps, probably.
Now I think the one to watch in this, and we've got them just at the background there, and that's of course Richard and Morgan, because it's worth watching Richard and the quick step. Off they go.
Oh! That is the danger when you try to go down the middle of the floor.
It's amazing what speed they actually get up to, isn't it, in this dance?
Edgar and Lesia there.
Lovely.
Dancing very well. Now you need to look for this discipline, everybody, because this is when you will see.
But you notice Edgar and Lesia, the floor craft around a floor like this is just excellent, isn't it?
Yes,
When
sir.
you
Well,
see
a
them.
tall couple, nice
Yes.
long legs. And there we go to Go and Keiko, or Richard Morgan there, number 200.
I think it's probably been around the floor twice to everybody else at the moment.
And they will still be going on that very last beat.
They really will.
They are
really
one
will.
of the fittest couples in England, without a doubt. They're one of the couples that do competitions every week of the
They
year,
do.
aren't they?
They do. They're great supporters of all the events, aren't they? Oh, a little bit of a slowdown there in the corner.
There's a lot of people down there, look.
They are. They're all collecting in the corner. They're off again, though. Here we go.
Indeed.
A few more bars
Everybody
left.
down this left-hand side of the ball. Look at more there.
Perhaps they know they're on camera. Is that what it is, Martin?
Yes. Safety in numbers at this stage.
They definitely do.
Go wrong, hide behind somebody. Of course, none of these pros go wrong, and your guess is as good as mine as to which final we have there. All 12 couples, brilliant dancing, a wonderful semi-final.
All deserving to be there, I think, aren't they?
Yeah.
Great semi-final. It seems as if